Hi everyone, welcome to our 7th challenge, which is the fluid spout. And if the task pane is bugging you, all you need to do is head over to View, under User Interface, and let's disable task pane. On the challenge, I am seeing a square at 200 millimeters. Let's begin creating that, heading over to top plane, creating a new sketch. Let's hit S for shortcuts and let's select center rectangle, placing the center point at our origin, keying in 200, hitting tab and 200, hitting enter and hitting escape. Let's exit out of this sketch, double click on our blank graphics area, hitting Control 7 for isometric view. I am seeing an arc at 300. Let's head over to our front plane, create another sketch. Hit S for shortcuts, selecting 3-point arc, placing our first point at our origin. Let me pan over, left click here, radius to be 300. And hitting escape. Next, I would like the center point of this arc aligned horizontally with our origin. I'm going to select them both and select Make Horizontal. I also would like this point aligned vertically with our center point. Let's select this center point, and with this 2 points selected, let's head over to Properties and add a vertical relation. In addition, let's turn this arc into a construction geometry. And let's exit out of this sketch. Our next intent is to create a circle here, but first we need a plane. Let me head up to Features tab. Under Reference, selecting Plane. Our first reference to be this point, and our second reference, I want you to twirl our design tree, head over to right plane and select that. Let's inspect and hitting enter. With the new plane in place, let's sketch on that, selecting plane 1, creating a new sketch, hitting S for our shortcuts, selecting circle, and I want to drop our center point at this endpoint. Diameter for this circle to be 150, hitting enter, hitting escape. And let's exit out of this sketch. Before we can utilize lofted boss base, we need a guide curve. Let's create a new sketch on our front plane, creating a new sketch and hitting S for our shortcuts. I'm going to grab our 3-point arc and create that arc on this point and the end point of this line. Left click here, hitting escape. Let's inspect. So notice we need a reference to have the end point of this arc coincident with this end point. To do that, let me head over and grab Convert Entities. Entities to convert is this circle. Hitting the green check mark. Let's head back to Normal 2, hitting Control 8. Selecting this point. In addition, to turn off the visibility of relations, all you need to do is head over to this eyeball and disable View Sketch Relations. So from here, I can select this point, this endpoint, and make them both coincident. Turning on the visibility of our relations once more. And let's have this arc fully defined. And to do that, what I'm seeing is we're going to have this point and its center point aligned horizontally. Next, let's turn this converted entity into a construction geometry. Let's exit out of this sketch, hitting S for our shortcuts. Under this drop down, selecting lofted boss base. And for the profiles, it will be this circle, this square, and for the guide curve, it will be this arc. Inspecting and hitting the green check mark. And finally, let's add the fillets on this edges. Selecting fillet, the radius to be 20. Hitting enter. And enter once more. And finally, let's make this hollow. Heading over to shell. And let's exclude this circular face and this face. Thickness to be 10. Hitting the green check mark. Control 7 for isometric view, and let's turn off the visibility of this plane. Selecting hide. And congratulations for completing the fluid spout.